7 a.m. on this Wednesday morning of June 10th, 2026. We're out here in the woods. We have just finished feeding the cats and watering them, as well as feeding the chickens and the birds. We've had quite a little bit of rain overnight. This morning it has been very foggy. The fog is slowly dissipating. Let's go ahead and just real quick look at this. We were quite thick with the fog this morning, and then we're going to go ahead and take in a couple of other observations. We could still see a lot of fog back in here. It was much foggier earlier. Okay, and upon waking this morning after quite the, well, wasn't too bad last night, but our humidity has been, of course, on the increase with all the additional condensation being applied to the skies, right? And which this fog is, of course, a type of fallout from said applied condensations. And of course, I wake up this morning, my nose has been heavily impacted, my lungs have been heavily impacted. So once again, you know, it's hard to determine exactly what all is coming down from the skies overhead beyond just forms of precipitation, right? A lot of heavy so-called dew to the grass this morning. Okay, we have just within the last couple of days, we've had the mulberries coming on hard and heavy. I was out here yesterday morning having these for breakfast. It should not be too much longer, and our wild black raspberries should be turning red, if you will, in which these raspberry plants typically have a plethora of different types of insects, which can be fun to explore and record. And because of so much moisture here lately, we are getting a lot of growth that increases wood rot. Okay, really, you know, let me drop down the lighting a little bit here. There we go. So we can see some of this just a little bit better. Kind of looks like frost buildup, huh? But yeah, and a lot of toadstools have been spotted by me all over the place. So very wet conditions, yet with all this moisture, I can probably predict drought conditions quite soon, even though we have had all this moisture and evidences thereof. Real quick, let's just go ahead and yeah, we've got some blue jay action that's taking place, but we've got a cat, of course, down at my feet. Well, how about that? We actually have sparrows that's moving in. It's been a while since I've seen them here at the feeding tree. But of course, I imagine that because the animals are feeling what change is going to be taking place, we are to be up to 90 degrees Fahrenheit today, if not even breaking that point. The hottest day of the year for us so far this year. And of course, the fungi really enjoys this moist, hot weather. And let me tell you, as far as insects, right here, this is like a ground spider's nest. You can see that. It's got dew collected within its webbing here. And I walked through many strands of cobwebs this morning on my usual path throughout the woods, and the spiders were very busy overnight. Okay, as far as the toadstools that I was talking about, here is one, quite small. We can drop down this lighting a little bit to once again enhance that a little bit more. But in comparison to the blades of grass, you can see that it is actually quite small. And then just a little bit over to the left, we have more. Now, I have not come across any so-called fairy rings with these toadstools that have been popping up, but they are all over the place, once again indicating the moisture at ground level. And yeah, of course you can see we got quite the mess with these things littering the ground all over the place out here. They look like worms, but they are just droppings from a type of tree out here. Okay, and otherwise, yeah, that permacloud condition of milky white haziness, which of course is typically what we receive our precipitation through, and not actual rain clouds. Many other plants out here, or the foliage is riddled with these, well, are they burn spots? I mean, they're all over the place. So I believe that's enough moisture related observations to take in for today. I'm not sure when I will post this, because I have no plans on recording anything further from this day, just because of the weather conditions. And, well, I am going to wait to see what kind of comments that come in from my previous presentation. Let's see how many people out there actually get what that presentation was all about. Yeah. On that note, thank you for watching. Take care. Have a great one. This is Skywise out. Well, hold on. I'm seeing something I might want to investigate. Well, it was the bouncing of a branch at feeding station number 3 that caught my attention. I don't know exactly what caused the bouncing of said branch, which was quite low towards the ground. I'm thinking it was a blue jay, but there was nothing there to indicate what had caused that initial movement. But anyways, I decided to come walking out here, and I'm kind of dumbfounded as these ladies are just sitting here on top of this dirt mound, and they're not coming towards me. Now, I did already put out some seed for them, but of course, with these gales being so gluttonous, I'm finding it very difficult. Okay, they're starting to talk. There's something going on out here. Yeah, they are talking, so, but they're not coming towards me. That is strange. So, further investigation. I don't know, maybe they're just hanging out, looking around, trying to stay dry, stay off the wetness of the ground. But still, again, quite dumbfounded as to why they're not following me around. Strange. We have quite a few of these small moths fluttering about out here as I'm walking through the foliage. Going to travel down towards the pond area and see what we might have going on. Alright, so let's see if we can, yeah, quite a few of these little moths out here. Yeah, quite a few of them. I've already shown sort of somewhat a close-up. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and venture a little bit closer to the pond area. Man, is it looking just nasty. A lot of algae growth. Very still. There's a bullfrog. And of course, still a lot of fogginess out here. And there was a heron that was out here earlier, but I think it has already flown off this morning, and that was before I even came out here. Yeah, a lot of yuck on the surface of the water. And since my recording of the geese and goslings out here, I have not seen no evidences of said goslings since that point in time. So I guess while I'm right here, oop, man, just dropping. Yeah, mulberries, yummy. So I'm going to have a little bit of extra breakfast to go on top of the banana that I had before I came out here. Now, thing is, you know, when you're picking these right straight off from the branch and eating them, well, of course, they're not getting washed. And there's like itty bitty teeny tiny little bugs and spiders on these. Extra protein, right? And the way that things are going today, well, people, you might as well get used to the thoughts of eating bugs. We also have the crab apples that are coming on, as you can see right here. Unless, of course, this is an actual apple tree, but I don't think so. Not sure. I'm thinking it's more or less a crab apple tree. And even though this is more or less a nature observation, recording, video, what have you, just since in the duration or amount of time that I have been out here this morning, there's been 2 to 3 aircrafts that have flown overhead. Of course, you know, those supposed jet aircrafts. So I'm just making mention of that. Well, apparently the chickens had their fill this morning. But once again, they are not following me around. Very strange. But I guess we can accept that as indications that my job out here is finished for the time being. Although I'll be back out here within a few short hours in order to ensure that these cats have plenty of water as well as food. Hi Tarjay, how you doing this morning? I'm not sure about what this might be. Puma moon? Maybe squirrel. I don't know. So, are you okay, Tarjay? Huh? Alright. And of course, as I walk up to the feeding tree, we have blue jay out here that, yeah, oh, boom, 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 and to the cat food he goes. From the seed to the cat food, back and forth, back and forth. You're okay, go ahead. I just spotted squirrel. Hi there. Yeah, we've got a squirrel right up in here. Blackjack? Little Black? Who is this? Who is this is? And of course, with so much moisture out here, we have quite a few mosquitoes. Go ahead, you can get in there. You're fine. The lighting is not all that great right now, so not getting a very good visual here of either a blackjack or a little black, whomever this might be, within the tree. And I don't imagine there's a whole heck of a lot of seed in there. I think I'm going to go ahead and I'll just relax for a minute out here and enjoy the sights. Watch this little one eat. And then resume the day. Unfortunately, air conditioner will have to be turned on. And that is part of the big game plan, you know. Because the power companies, they're on the grid, data centers are on the grid, AI is on the grid, you know, pay more money, increase that heat, make people turn on their air conditioners, businesses turning on their, you know, their central air, and as well as other homes with central air, you know, beef up those electric bills. It's all connected, people. You need to see the bigger pictures of it all. So anyways, on that note, I am going to end this and once again resume my day, for what day, however it might turn out. Yeah, very leery, making sure to keep a strong eye out. I don't blame it. But at least I don't have any cats up here disturbing the situation at hand, so that is a good thing. And so we shall end up with that good thing and on a good note. Thanks for watching. Take care. Have a great one. And this is Skywise out.